from the soul with it. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? The Island Rex coming to you live with yet another video. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the notification squad. So, I'd like to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I seen an interview yesterday, yesterday morning actually, and it was really a great interview. I really liked it. Everybody has their opinion on Tekashi. I think there are a lot of people who are extremely biased, and we're going to talk about that. We have to, if you feel a certain way about Tekashi, you have to feel the same exact way about a lot of artists who bring the type of energy that he brings, male or female. That's how I look at it. You can't be biased. You can't pick and choose what you like and what the type of energy a person brings and what a person doesn't bring. You could tell that Tekashi was getting under, Charlamagne's skin, and Charlamagne didn't admit it, but I do think that he did. I do think he did. He did get under Charlamagne's skin, especially when he called Charlamagne a boy. Now Charlamagne could have laughed at that, but you seen him address it, and by him say, "Don't call me boy," like, "Don't call me boy," like that, it bothered him. If it didn't bother him, he wouldn't have responded like that. He would have said, "Oh, you like boy?" Like, what you call it? Like, he would have played kind of like with it, or he wouldn't even got bothered by it at all. Like, it's been times where women be like, "Boy," like, or what I'm saying? Women do that a lot. They be like, "Boy, like, you tripping," or like, people say boy, like boy, whatever, like, boy, please, like, boy, stop, or something like that. People have said that before, and nobody get offended by it. But Charlamagne literally got offended, and it bothered him. And you could tell he don't like Tekashi. Like, he really don't. Like, he don't like him. But he might have said it on Brilliant Idiots, or he may have said it aside from the Breakfast Club. But you could tell that he doesn't like Tekashi, and you could tell that he wants for something bad to happen to him, because he said, "Well, it ain't gonna happen yet," And then, it was another situation where he was talking to Tekashi, and he told Tekashi, they were talking about, Tekashi said, "You don't even have a Billboard record. You haven't did this, so you can't tell me nothing." And Charlamagne was like, "Well, I had this," and you could tell that bothered him as well, because then he tried to find an angle. That's what he tried to do. I tell you guys, I can read body language and certain things. He tried to find something about Tekashi that was bad about him that he could use against him. And like, he brought up, because he was hoping that he said that he didn't have his GED. He asked him, do you have your GED? Like, or he said it something like that. He wanted to ask him. He tried to find an angle on him, because he said it right after Tekashi. He felt bad in a way, like, because Charlamagne wanted to be an artist. He wanted to be a rapper before. And that's where he finds himself critiquing a lot of a new generation of artists, because he hasn't accomplished a lot of what they accomplished now. If he's getting paid to do certain things, like play a certain record on the radio, he's going to embrace a certain artist, or, he sees an artist that he felt like represent what he like, or the type of person that he is. He's going to try to get behind that person, but he's not going to hate on that person like he would hate another artist. If that makes sense. It may not make sense to y'all, but it makes sense to me. But so he tried to find an angle on Tekashi, or something, a flaw about Tekashi, to try to get back at him for Tekashi hitting the nerve about him, about something that he didn't accomplish and he feel bad about. So he said, "Well, do you have your GED?" And he was hoping that he said, "No, I don't. You don't have your GED." Like, "No, I don't have my GED." But Tekashi does have. He said he got his GED. So now he feel like, damn, like, he got me. Like, I couldn't even get him on that angle. So, with Charlamagne, I don't really watch Charlamagne. I'm not really a supporter of Charlamagne. A lot of you guys may be, but You know, I'm not a supporter of him. You know, he's over the years been down in black women and just kind of just like the things that he said and say to women, and you know, you don't see him really empowering black women. He's always like go look at Charlemagne's most savage moments, and a majority of those moments are against women and him degrading women. You know, most of you may not see it that way, but you know, if once you start to mature, look at things different, and you know, start to get away from all the entertainment, you'll start to see what I'm saying. But you know, as far as like with Charlemagne and Tekashi, I feel like Tekashi, um, he's a product of this new generation of just doing whatever to get views and you know saying whatever, you know, wearing the colorful hair and just doing things just so he could get attention, you know. And that's what he's on. Like I'm pretty sure that Breakfast Club interview is going to do a lot of numbers because the stuff that he does get a lot of numbers. And you know the colorful teeth, the rainbow, and all that. Like I don't approve a lot of that stuff. Like I don't approve a lot of the, you know, I don't approve you know, the colorful, the rainbow, the reading rainbow, and all of the skittle type of stuff. I don't approve of that. And the message that he sends in his music, I don't, you know, approve of that. But you know, and the energy that he like, the things that he put out into the universe, like the fighting and all that. You can't, you know, I don't approve of that stuff either. But I just like that he's not backing down from what he says. I like the prayer thing that they did at the end. You know, they talked about his rape thing, and he was just like he was just being honest about everything. You know, a lot of stuff I don't approve of, but the fact that he came up there and he wasn't, you know, shying away from none of the stuff. Like he was talking about it. Like he came up there and he answered everything. And however people feel, a lot of people are scared to go on the Breakfast Club because, you know, they like to seem perfect, you know, and they don't want to be asked certain type of questions. But he didn't care. He was like, man, I'm gonna answer them, like, and y'all gonna deal with the answer, and I'm not shying away from nothing. And that's why a lot of people like him because you know he's honest about the stuff that he does. Like he'll tell you, man, I'm only doing this for views. I only did this for, you know, son and blah blah blah. But you got a lot of people who will act like they didn't do it for views. So you know, I respect the honesty that comes from him. You know, like everything that he represents, the music, you know, I like it, but you know, that's just me. You know, but the music, I just don't like his music. Like I don't listen to his music. Like the Gummo song, I like the beat. I thought the beat was nice, but you know, in terms of like everything else, like I don't like the tattoos all over his face because there's a lot of kids who you know um who are going to be watching him and they're gonna feel like, oh, that I can get tattoos all over my face, and you know they want to follow that trend, just like Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne was the one who really, you know, started that trend, and people followed it. But I don't like the message that Cardi B represent, you know, in terms of like young women and her having, you know, sex on Instagram and doing certain things, but people, you know, vouch for her or you know co-sign her. But that's just my opinion, you know, and that's just how I feel, you know. But my thing is, you can't be biased. You have to. It has to go both ways. You know, if you don't like the message that he sent and that him, you know, representing Bloods and Crips, and you know, I just think that if you're not from, I respect the gang culture, like the LA culture. You know, I respect it more because these are people who have family members who it's like their religion, like they was born into it, like they had no other, like a lot of them don't know nothing other than that. You know, they were born into that lifestyle, and you know it's they had family members who died behind that stuff. It was people who were killed, and you know, and it may just seem like, oh, it's just the color, it's just a flag, but they don't know nothing else, bro. It's just like if you were born into something, it's like if you was born a Muslim, you would look at somebody else who does something that's Christian, and you would look at them and you'd be like, why would you do that, or how could you do that? But that's just the lifestyle. That's how they were. That's all they know how to do, and it's the same thing for them, you know. So they don't know no. And I'm not trying to defend it, but that's just all they've ever known, like the GDs and the you know the gangster disciples and the black disciples. It's like a lot of them don't know that what they're doing is wrong, and that's because they it's just like the culture, they were influenced as a young child, so they don't know what they're doing is wrong. So, but I just feel like if you're not from Chicago, I feel like you shouldn't represent, or say anything about the Gangster Disciples or say anything bad. If you are from another city, I feel like you shouldn't represent Bloods and Crips. I feel like that's their lifestyle, that's their culture. Let them have their culture and, do something different. In New York, it wasn't even about that in the 90s. It's like that stuff just got popularized once Lil Wayne started to, popularize it and, brought it to mainstream media. Like Snoop Dogg was just talking about it. Like now it's just like just doing it just cause now, it's popular, but Tekashi, I like I just like his honesty, that's it. I like his honesty, but at the same time I just don't condone what he's talking about, and however you feel, I'm not really supportive of Charlamagne. The only thing I do like is, it's cool that he's African American, that, is successful or seems successful. But other than that, I just don't like his message, and I don't think he evolves. When Kanye went up there, he always, try to the person who has a bigger vision, he always try to destroy their vision. And it is what it is. But uh, if you haven't seen the interview, go watch it. But I'm gonna do. Me and my sister are still gonna record Gossip Fridays. We haven't been able to do that yet, but we're gonna still touch on this topic, and I want to get her opinion on it and everything. Even though it's gonna be on Saturday, but it is what it is. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you can, get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Oh yeah, and back to the thing. He said that he made mistakes, and the whole little rape case, and him fighting out in LA. They was talking about how it's going to mess up his money and certain things like that. And it may, but experience is going to be the best teacher for him. He just has to learn on his own. You can't wish nothing bad. Charlamagne was subliminally wishing something bad on him. And it's going to for him, like, maybe nothing's never going to happen, and he said his influence was like DMX, the fact that, I just like the whole colorful hair thing. I think if he didn't have that colorful hair thing, I think people would respect him a lot more, and he was making a lot of jokes and saying how, he's going at YG. I like YG. He was going at YG, and I just think that he has to, calm down just a little bit. He does have to calm down a little bit, but he's young, bro. He's gonna have his fun, and he's gonna turn up the way he's gonna turn up, bro. Like, but I don't really condone his messages, and as far as like I said, the rape thing, it's just I don't condone that or anything. But y'all get in that comment box, y'all like, share, subscribe. I'm out.